My name is Jason. I am a 45-year-old man working at a local supermarket as a manager. My ex-wife, Maria, worked at a local firm offering financial services. I met Maria at a local fair, and we were introduced by a common friend. I was pleased to meet her and liked how she was calm and pleasant. We dated for a year, and during this time, we did not move in with each other, nor did we engage in any sort of intimacy. Maria stated that she was a religious person and wanted to wait till our marriage. I respected her choice and waited for the marriage. Once we got married, I moved in with Maria. The day I moved in, I was greeted by 5 cats with loud hisses. I knew that she had cats, but whenever I had visited her before the marriage, they were either locked away or out of the house. On our first night, I was a bit taken aback when I discovered that Maria was not the unopened kin that she claimed to be. She did, however, explain that since she was an athlete at school and college, it is common to have the hymen broken. It was logical, and I believed her, so I went back for round 2. We had amazing chemistry, and she was my bestest best friend. We had weekly movie nights, occasional open-air dinners in our backyard, and the intimacy was great, with Maria being very creative in her acts. We did not plan to have kids for at least 5 years of marriage, so children were not in the immediate planning list. 2 years into our marriage, Maria was now more outgoing, and the cats were now used to me. But I could not pet them. They still despised me. 2 of them had died, and were replaced by new ones. There were days that Maria left the cats for me to cater to. I hated these days. As much as I loved Maria, there were things that she did at times that made me doubt my blind trust in her. There were times that I could smell men's cologne on her. She claimed it was because she was in a crowded lift. At times her lipstick was smudged. She claimed that she was eating a snack and did not fix it. At times, she tried something new in bed. I was surprised, and although I enjoyed it, I always wondered how she got those ideas. I, however, kept my doubts buried deep in my heart and decided to keep loving my wife. Maria's transformation continued. She gained weight and was more outgoing. Her parties and night outs with friends increased, while I stayed at home with 5 deranged cats, who I believe were secretly planning to kill me. Maria also developed a new hobby of creating TikTok videos. One day, I decided that I would follow her on one of these outings. I saw her going out with her friends, and later, in a few minutes, she came out and sat in an unknown car, which drove off. I followed the car to a house, parked a few blocks away, and walked to the house. I tried to take a peek inside, but couldn't see anything. I walked to the back and could hear faint moans, but nothing that could confirm my fears. My heart was beating hard, and there were times I felt I would pass out. I walked back to my car, collapsed near the door, and was out for a few seconds. I quickly gathered myself and drove back home. Later that night, Maria came home, and I confronted her. She was shocked and at a loss for words. I explained that I followed her to the house she went to, and it was at this moment that she knew she was caught. She started crying and apologized for cheating on me. I didn't say much, packed a few of my clothes, and left the house. I told her I was leaving and just walked out. I went to a motel and asked my friends to arrange a new place for me. I later moved in with my father until I could get a new house. 2 weeks later, I moved into a new house, and by that time, I had cut all contact with Maria and was planning to start the divorce process. A month later, I had Maria served, and I was now waiting for the divorce proceedings to start. It took a few months, but I finally got my freedom. One day, a friend of mine met me and told me that I was a lucky SOB who dodged a cannonball. I didn't understand and asked what he meant. He then unlocked his phone and played a video. A couple of months ago, I was talking to this guy and got into a kind of weird situation. He texted me at 2 a.m. and asked if I wanted to have a threesome. I'd never done that before, so I told him that maybe 2 a.m. wasn't the right time to text me. I woke up at 5 a.m. and thought, well, I'm down to have some fun. He convinced me to Uber out to his place because he didn't have money for the Uber himself. I got to his place, and after waiting outside for an hour, I realized he ditched me for his friend's mother. My friend laughed and made a joke about how Maria cheated on me for this piece of human trash. A few days later, Maria called and asked if we could meet for coffee. I declined, as there was nothing left to discuss. The calls didn't stop, so I eventually had to block her number. My friend later came by laughing and played another video of Maria ranting about me not coming home. In the video, she talked about missing me, but all I heard was how much she missed having me around to do chores. My friend joked, asking if I was a husband or a maid. It's been 2 years since then, and I now have a big Rottweiler named Fry. My friend still jokes about me getting Fry to keep cat ladies away. I don't disagree. I plan to get back into the dating game soon, and this time, I will make sure there is no cat lady.